What's the paranormal story you have? When I was struggling with heroin addiction, my mom, who was fairly religious, suggested I go to church and maybe talk to someone there about what was going on. I was pretty close to rock bottom at the time, so I thought, what the hell, I'll go talk to someone. Walked to the Catholic church down the street. I'm not Catholic, but it was the closest church, and walked in. This young preacher, he was wearing all black with the collar, looked about late 20s early 30s with brown hair and brown eyes, green eyes, walked out into the hall the same time I walked in and introduced himself as Father Mike. He looked at me and said, "You look like something is pulling you down. Do you need to talk?" I said yeah, and we sat in the entry hallway and talked. We talked for about 2 hours. Everything just poured out of me. I felt so comfortable with him and at peace. Talked about the addiction issues and how my life was so messed up at that point that I was thinking about killing myself to just stop the cycle. He looked me in the eye with these crazy green eyes. I've never seen anybody with that shade of green before, and told me, "You don't have much time left. You keep using and you're on borrowed time, and there's not much of that left. Get yourself into detox and get your shit together. Otherwise you won't have to worry about taking your life." I said, "Yeah, I know. I've done this a bunch of times." He cut me off and said, "I know. I'm being serious, Anakin. If you don't get sober this time, you won't get another chance." When he said that, I got chills. So I thanked him for his time, called my mom, and she drove me to detox. On the way to the hospital, I told my mom about Father Mike, and she said she was going to thank him for talking with me. Fast forward about 2 weeks and mom calls me in treatment. She says that she went to the church and asked for Father Mike. The staff said that there wasn't anyone named Mike who worked there, and there wasn't any young man with brown hair and green eyes. She asked if I was sure about Father Mike. I said I was 100%. I still remember how green his eyes were. She checked at various other churches in the area, thinking I was high, and wandered farther from the place I was staying. No one had a Father Mike or anyone who fit his description. Mom is completely convinced that I had a run-in with my guardian angel. I wasn't so sure, but his eyes and the way he said "you won't get another chance" instead of "you might not get another chance" still gives me chills. I did go on to get sober and get my life together.